voice. So we're starting a new story, and it's titled My Name is El-Roi. Episode 1 by Precious Obialor-Ukazim. At the hospital, everyone could hear the wailing of this pregnant woman who had just been brought in by her husband. She was heavily pregnant and in labor. The pangs were unbearable. Her cries were everywhere. After about 3 hours painful labor, Mrs. Elizabeth gave birth to a bouncing baby boy. Her joy and that of her husband knew no bound. After 12 years of waiting for a child, God has seen my tears and my reproach and has finally made me a mother. His name shall be called El-Roi Kings. Mrs. Elizabeth announced the name of her newborn child. Mrs. Elizabeth and her husband, Mr. Samuel Kings, were devoted Christians both in words and deeds. Everyone in their environs knew and can testify that they were truly lovers of God and true Christians, Christian faithfuls, but they had no child of their own and they had been married for 12 years. They have trained, discipled, and sponsored other people's children through schools, set up businesses for the widow, the needy, and the disabled. The church where they worship knew them and their impact, both spiritually, financially, and materially, spread across to not just the church leaders, but also to the church members, especially the poor members. They had everything good money could afford, except that one thing that their money was not able to give them, the fruit of the womb. Yet, conception did not happen. They prayed, fasted, sowed seed of faith, and did all they knew best to do, but nothing changed. Family members and well-wishers suggested places to take them to villages and traditional homes where they could receive power to conceive their own children, while some well-meaning friends and church folks suggested adoption. But Mrs. Elizabeth stood her ground against every other suggestion, contrary to. She always replied them saying, I am not barren. God promised to give me a son. He even showed revelation and said he will give a son who will take the child will show forth his glory. I would rather wait for his time to give me my own child than go anywhere. Mrs. Elizabeth engaged Mrs. Elizabeth engaged God day and night, reminding him of all his promises. God day and night, reminding him of all his promises to her with biblical backups, and would not stop reminding God of his promise. And she was convinced that the God who sees her has finally fulfilled his promise made to her. Before El-Roi turned a year city and was loved by all. Before he turned two, he could speak and had the brain of a 3-year-old child. Whenever he asked, what is your name? My name is El-Roi. He would answer, what is your name? My name is El-Roi. He would answer, and it means the God who sees me. He would add brilliantly with an irresistible smile. Oh, I said I join and smile. All right, so story to be continued. My name is El-Roi. Thank you. I'll talk.